What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarthe and today I'm finally going to be releasing my tier 5 and phase 2 hunter BiS list, as well as basically loot priority. I'm going to go over what items you need to focus on, and I'm going to go over how much of an upgrade basically each piece is or each set bonus. So hunters only get about a 7% DPS increase here in this phase, but it actually ends up being pretty huge because we do more damage than any other class single target in the game right now. Also, I do want to mention, thank you guys for requesting this video so much. I did make it a few months ago, to be honest, and then I actually never released it, and so I do apologize about that. I just kind of was a little potentially insecure about releasing a bunch of hunter content back then, but now I'm sitting at rank number 27 in the world right now on hunters for phase 2, and I figure everyone's asking for it, so I'll put this out. Anyways, if you like this sort of content or anything I put out, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a ton of hunter things, but also we're going to get back to our rogue love very soon, as well as speedruns are starting, so just stay tuned basically. Let's dive right in. Okay, so we are going to be using Veramos's gear sets. I was going to build my own, but he's already set this all up from the Hunter Discord. So shout out to Veramos for doing all of this for us. And I'm going to go through everything. But the first things you want to know is, of course, you are finally replacing your Beast Lord gear with the Rift Stalker gear. This is the tier 5 set. Now, the first thing to really know about this is that you are not replacing your actual Beast Lord gear until you have 4 pieces. That's right, you need all 4 pieces to replace it. So you want to get this 4-piece set bonus, which increases your crit chance of your steady shot by 5%. Now, some people might actually end up going for or opting for the pants as well, because the chest and helm are both off of the last bosses, KT and Vosh, technically backwards respectively. But if you can get all of the 4-piece, that is exactly what you're going to get. So your guilds should probably be prioritizing the 4-piece to 1 hunter at a time. That means that you might have to wait if you are not that hunter getting the 4-piece, but you don't want to just one by one replace these pieces. It's not actually going to help you. Luckily, in tier 5 content, each boss will drop 2 set tokens, so it could happen very quickly. Potentially in 1 week, you could get 2 hunters gear. Now, how much of a DPS increase is just having the 4-piece over the actual Beast Lord? So according to the Sims, the 4-piece itself over the Beast Lord set is about a 40 DPS increase, about 39 DPS increase, specifically just having the 4-piece. You have to have the 4-piece. So a huge thing that you actually gain from this as well is your stats are going to go up like crazy, because as you can see, you have a lot of agility, a lot of intellect, and of course a lot of stamina, which is going to be very helpful in content moving forward, because now you actually kind of do take damage. Instead, in tier 4 content in phase 1, you actually could ignore literally all mechanics. So this will just make sure that you stay alive longer, but this is increasing your DPS as well, and that's what really matters. But outside of getting the 4-piece, what are the big upgrades for hunters? Now, the biggest one, the biggest single item upgrade is going to be the weapon, the Serpent Spine Longbow. This is from Lady Vosh, and this is a 24 DPS increase. So you're finally getting a nice boost in your damage on your weapon itself, from Prince Malchezaar weapon to the Lady Vosh weapon. Now there is another gun, there's a gun from Alar, the first boss in TK, that is actually an upgrade as well, but this isn't your BiS. There is a new trinket that is in the game right now called Tsunami Talisman. Tsunami Talisman is not very great for hunters, to say it lightly. It is not an upgrade over Bloodlust Brooch. You do like to have the ability to control when you are actually using your cooldowns, as well as stacking your attack power during your cooldowns. Even with the 45-second internal GCD, it is just not an upgrade over Bloodlust Brooch. Every now and then you could swap it on if you were having like Bloodlust Brooch on CD and you didn't have Badge of the Swarm Guard to swap to, but do not really worry about Tsunami Talisman. This isn't like a huge upgrade for you. It's not really something you should really focus on. So I just want to make you guys all aware of that. Next up, just moving up forwards, is the rings. You're still using the Ring of the Recalcitrant from Magtheridon, so do not worry about getting both new rings. There are 2 new rings in this tier 5 content, but actually what ends up being BiS for you is using Ring of the Recalcitrant as well as Band of the Ranger General. Technically, there is a third ring, guys, that you guys can get, and it is almost exactly the same as Band of the Recalcitrant or Ring of the Recalcitrant, and that is actually the Band of Eternity. Now, you get this from turning in the quest to attune yourself for Highjaw, which is actually something I'm not sure is supposed to be in the game yet, but the real thing here is you're getting 1 more agility, losing 4 attack power, but you're getting 10 stamina. So this is really, really good as a second ring for you, or really good for your stamina set. You can see I have it right here, and everyone should have a stamina set until you have the tier pieces so that you can live on Lady Vosh and some mechanics like that. But this thing is awesome. So if you don't have the Magtheridon ring, or you don't have another really good ring and you don't need the hit or something, then make sure you grab this, the Band of Eternity. You get it from killing both last bosses and turning it in Caverns of Time. Now, Band of the Ranger General is BiS for like almost every class. It's BiS for so many people, so you might have some contention there. But obviously you are a hunter, so you're probably getting prioritized this over most other classes. Moving straight up to other items that are not your tier pieces, we have the Cobra Lash boots. Now, these are your upgrade from Skulker's Greaves. They're not a massive upgrade. To be honest, most of the offset pieces aren't a massive upgrade, especially in the sim numbers. But one thing that every piece does really bring to the table, again, is that utility of more intellect as well as more stamina for you to really stay alive, and everything scales with kings. Above that, we have Leggings of Murderous Intent. These are replacing your Skulker's Greaves, or if you are, of course, able to kill Kha'Zix and getting the Kha'Zix pants, then this is your next piece, the Leggings of Murderous Intent. And this honestly isn't that massive of an upgrade according to the Sims, so it wouldn't be my highest priority item. If I was looking at an offset item, I would probably be actually looking at the cloak from KT. Thalassian Wilder Cloak. Now, this is a decent upgrade. Statistically, it is a larger upgrade than a lot of the other pieces. The belt you're going to have is actually a BOE belt. It is a pattern. The pattern is BOP. This is actually a decent upgrade. So it is the Belt of Deep Shadow. You should be able to get this decently quickly depending on how your guild is distributing nether vortexes. My guild in particular is going to focus on melee weapons, and I think yours should too. So I shouldn't be like, this is something we need to get ASAP, but if you can get it, this is a nice upgrade. Moving past that, again, is going to be the neck. The Telonicus Pendant of Mayhem is a pure DPS increase, although if you do need the hit, you actually still use Choker of Vile Intent. So if you do need the hit, say you don't have a Boomkin in your raids, you are still using Choker of Vile Intent. This isn't a crazy increase here as well. Your bracers are the Vambraces of Ending, and these are a nice upgrade for you, the Vambraces of Ending. There's also actually a trash drop in TK that are male bracers that are a slight upgrade for you. So they're not necessarily as good as these Vambraces, but they are an increase for you. And so far, I've seen that trash drop almost every run. So it should be really easy for hunters to get. I'm actually not completely sure if it is BiS for enhancement shamans, but if you get your enhancement shaman one and then get your hunters them after, it's not necessarily that big of a deal. Lastly on these lists is going to be your melee weapons. Now there's two real choices here, to either dual wield weapons, which is the BiS situation because of course you get to do weight stones, or you could have your two-hander, the Talon of the Phoenix and the Claw of the Phoenix. Both of these are from Alar, the first boss in Tempest Keep, so they should be very easy to get, although a lot of melee classes might be looking into them. Now the offhand, the Claw of the Phoenix is very fast, which means the only really class that's looking at this would be a rogue, and this actually isn't an upgrade for the rogues. In PvE, they're still using Latros from Black Morass. Then if we look at the main hand, the Talon of the Phoenix, these both are actually very large upgrades if you look at them in the sim sheets. Both of these, again, are actually larger, of course, than the cloak, but not as good as the bow. So these are your second biggest upgrades individually. Each of them is going to be your next biggest upgrade. But what if you want a two-handed weapon? Well, the two-handed weapon you're going to get is actually from Kel'Thas. It is his actual sword. So if we go into Atlas and look up the Kel'Thas sword, it is the twin blade of the Phoenix. And you can just socket 3 gems into this, which is actually really nice. 3 gem slots. So there's the 8 attack power socket bonus. Is that more worth it than just using delicate rubies or 8 agility? No, you actually just use the 8 agility gems in the BiS situation. So this is going to be your BiS setup if you wanted to use a two-handed weapon. And that wraps things up for your BiS list. I will have a link in the description to these BiS lists. I was able to go through and sim literally every situation possible, and that's actually great now that I'm playing Hunter. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to see more Hunter or Rogue content, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. My name is Sarthe, and I'll see you all on the next one.